Hello and welcome back to A Paint With Me. This piece we're working on today, I actually made it all the way back in February of 2021. So it's been a whole year since this footage was recorded, but I am trying to get through all the footage that I have to make videos of so I can get more YouTube videos out. One of my goals for 2022 was to have one YouTube video per month. So I'm trying to hold on to that goal, and we have done it successfully so far. But looking back, this piece was actually a lot of firsts for me. It was a pretty important piece to me at the time. For example, I really was trying to focus on a limited palette, to not use so many colors and just pick a few and really stick to them, to practice mixing as well. It was also my first time doing an all gouache piece, so that is why I definitely started out a little smaller than usual. It's definitely a miniature. I had been wanting to try gouache for so long, and I finally got the nerve to try it out and do a complete piece with it. Before, I had only used it for little embellishments here and there, particularly with the color white, trying to do highlights on other portraits and things. And also I was trying to simplify my animals down a little bit, which is something I'm still trying to practice and definitely have not mastered quite yet. I really want my animals to have more of a unique style than they do now. Right now they're pretty realistic, and I'm not sure that if you took my animals out of the painting, you'd be able to say, hey, that's Julie's. I recognize that immediately as Julie's animals. So I'm trying to kind of define a new style for myself, and that was definitely what the goal of this piece was. It was pretty successful, I think. I really enjoy the colors, but as for simplifying the animals, that is something I still desperately need to work on. The true point of this initial sketch and all of the other sketches that you can see if you go back to that first opening shot of my sketchbook was to figure out a new sticker design. At this time, I only had one sticker option in my shop, and I really wanted to increase that. Still something I would like to increase to this day also. I have lots of ideas in my head, but it can be tricky to try and find stickers for cheap and not have to buy in bulk so much. I think what I like most about this piece is how the cobra's head and tail break the barrier of the composition. I really like how it moves out of that box. I think it adds a lot of movement. I also think it's just more interesting than, just an animal being trapped within a shape or a substrate. And I really want to try and break that barrier more often because I always enjoy it when I do. I'm using Arteza gouache for this painting. Like I mentioned earlier, it was my first gouache painting, and so I didn't want to buy really expensive paints if I ended up not enjoying gouache. I highly recommend Arteza for any beginner interested in gouache. I think, the colors are pretty opaque. You get that same creamy feeling that you get with some of the more professional paints. And they have quite a few number of different sets. This is a set of 60, which is more colors than any artist ever needs to have, but boy, are they fun to experiment with. So if anyone is interested in trying gouache for the first time, don't feel like you have to go all out with the expensive brands right off the bat. There are some great cheaper options to kind of get the hang of gouache before you spend all your money on the nicer ones. But if you are interested in my recommendation for more higher end gouache, I would definitely recommend the Holbein Artist Gouache, and I hope to do a video, more of like a try with me video on that set later, where I can swatch and maybe do like a Ghibli study or something. I think that could be really fun and helpful for those interested in trying that palette out. I've actually really been struggling with my art lately and trying to decide where I want my style to go and what my goals are. And so kind of looking back on some of these paintings and all this footage from a whole year ago, has honestly been kind of helpful and therapeutic because I really enjoyed doing these at the time I did them, and so it encourages me to try and find that love again. I think there's a lot of reasons I've been struggling with art lately. Of course, the pandemic, ever going on, it feels. I graduated straight into the pandemic, so it often feels like lots of opportunities were ripped right under me. I think social media, of course, with all the changes Instagram has done and so many moves to encourage more video making, where beforehand I could always count on just a picture of my finished piece doing well. Now I have to take into account reels and TikToks and all sorts of things. So those changes can be scary for artists, especially when video doesn't come quite as naturally to me as, say, like photography does. So I've just been feeling burnt out. I went straight from Inktober into all the holiday commissions, so it was really go there for a while. So I'm trying to rest and not force any creativity out of myself, but it's definitely a hard place to be. And if you are also going through this, know you're not alone. I feel so grateful that I have so many amazing, talented, and kind artist friends who are willing to give me advice and talk about how they got through moments like this. If you need fellow artists to talk to about this, know that they're out there, including myself. Never be afraid to reach out. So here's the finished piece, and now I wanted to turn it into a sticker. I wasn't super happy with the way the eyeball looked, so I put it into Procreate. You can see here I fixed the eyeball and kind of scooched it over to a better placement. And then I sent it off to Sticker App. That's who I use for all of my stickers. And I used the glossy vinyl, which I think really makes this sticker pop. I like the gloss on it a lot. There are plenty of these still left in the shop. I will link down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this chatty little video. And I will see you guys again very, very soon, hopefully in March. So have a great day. Bye.